Hey everybody, what's going on? Matt Rivera here, Southwest Off Grid. Right now I'm at the property working on the cabin, so excuse the mess. As you can tell, I'm covered in some sawdust. I've been installing these beams. I'm gonna go ahead and show you these beams up here so I could eventually install a roof in the bathroom. But I need to take a break from that because right now I am creating these little cutouts for my Sunmar composting toilet, because some of the reviews I read online say that you need to put it at an angle where the front is a little higher than the back, so this way the urine can go out the drainage tube properly. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to like play it by ear and be like, oh well, maybe they installed it wrong. Nope. No, I'm going to listen to other people's problems, how they the issues they've been dealing with, and I'm going to face that head on. So once I get the cutouts done, I'll be using a caulking gun with some silicone to attach it to the composting toilet, and then I'll be able to run the PVC pipe through the roof, which is like one of the most like stressful parts of this whole project, because I'm cutting a hole in my roof. Like, for some people, like, oh yeah, just cut a hole, but for me, I'm like, oh my god, if you mess up, that's one big boo boo. It's one big you know, and I don't want to make that So, you know, we're gonna try it. We're gonna do it right, and hopefully everything goes swimmingly, right? So let me show you what I'm working on. So these are the cutouts. These will go more towards the front of the composting toilet. I cut out 3, but I really think I'm only gonna need 2 to elevate the front a little bit, to give it like that little angle, so this way the urine can go out the drainage hole. This is the drainage tube right here. Now the cap that has the blue right there on the left side, that is going to be the stopper. Like, it's not going to go out that way. The part that doesn't have the blue is where the hose is going to get attached, so I can run it to the outside. This is where the PVC pipe is going to get installed. It's a little dirty in there, but I have to run it straight up into the roof, through the roof, out the metal roof, and that part is stressful. So we'll see what happens. Like I've been saying through this entire process, this is my first time doing any of this. It's a little nerve-wracking. It's a little scary, but I'm super excited to give it a shot, and feel blessed that I have the opportunity to give it a shot. You know, if everything works out, I would have built a home for my family, and I don't think you could really ask for much more than that. You know, to create a home for the ones you love, that you know inside and out, that you know it's safe for them. So let's go ahead and let's get this bad boy done. Okay, so to get this project done, I'll be using my Craftsman Evolve jigsaw attached to my Blue Eddy AC200 Max. Okay, so here we go. The 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3. Gives me about half an inch of, well, almost 3/4 of an inch of height off the floor. I'm not sure if we need that much, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue just 2 pieces together and connect that to the Sunmar composting toilet. And then if I'm having any issues with the toilet as far as drainage, I will go ahead and throw in the 3rd one later on. So I think that's good for now. Okay, so right now that's just 2 pieces under the front. I think it does a good job. I think it looks pretty decent. Gives it a little angle. Freaking composting toilet. Funny. Alright everybody, so I'm still installing the composting toilet, but I ran into a problem. Behind this panel right here is a stud. That stud behind the panel is what makes the beams that create the wall. So I had to create a platform using 2x4 studs to elevate the composting toilet, so I don't have to drill through that stud. As you can tell right here, in that little spot right there, I drilled a hole for the drainage spout, which is right there, a little drainage tube to go through. But now I have to put these little panels here, 1, to cover up that hot mess, and 2, I kind of drilled the hole a little high, and you need to make sure that the tube is lower than where it's coming out from, or else it can cause the fluid to just stay pooled in this area right here, and that's no good. So we want to make sure that we elevate it nice and high. I also have another panel cut out right here that I'm going to be using in that spot. So it's a process, but We're learning. All right, everybody. So this is basically what I came up with. I had 3 pieces I cut. I cut them in staggered, 1, 2, 3, different lengths. This way it creates like a staggered effect. So it could taper down to be lower in this end right here, and then higher right here at the front, of course. So I did that. I created a platform. All right, the rest will be done with wood filler and glue to make it look pretty. And then, of course, we'll add some molding on the outside to create a beautiful end. So this is where the hole is for the drainage. And all we got to do is just come up here now. And we got to figure out where exactly the pipe is going to go to drill the hole through the roof. Okay, so the composting toilet is in place. There goes the PVC pipe. That will go straight through the roof. Now what I did was I basically eyeballed it using this level with the guidance hole exactly where I want the composting toilet to be. Let me double check. Yep. And I guided it straight up, and I kind of created a hole, which I'll be using this hole right here for it to go through. So we'll see what happens. Wish me luck. Alright, so for a lot of you are wondering how am I going to drill this hole, this is my answer right here. Bam. It's not plugged in. I wouldn't do that while recording. It's just I'm not an experienced carpenter. This would be irresponsible of me. So this is what I'm going to be using. It's a hole saw, or whatever it's called, and bought it at Lowe's. It was like $24.99. It came with a little piece right there, and everything ready to go. Basically, I didn't want to buy like the little parts and a little kit and all stuff like that. So, all right, everybody. As you can tell, I am up on my roof, and I just finished this little spout right here. This is gonna be for my composting toilet for its vent. Let me get this out the way. Sorry if I'm moving a little slow. I'm balancing on the tippy top of a ladder. But basically, I cut it. I use caulking around the edges, and also I use beetle tape underneath this plastic metal strip right here. I use beetle tape, which is B-E-T-Y-L, so I don't know why it's pronounced beetle. Don't mind me, I've just been on the roof for too long, it's too hot. I also screwed it in using galvanized roofing nails. I think I did a lot, but better safe than sorry. So that's it. All I gotta do is come back on later on and put on this is like a protector. It's a big protector that I need to glue on that will stop rain from falling down my roof. I'm also going to put a screen here because I don't want flies or wasps flying down my little spout into my composting toilet. Next thing you know, you're sitting on the toilet and you hear bzzz, bzzz. So I'm going to cover that up too. But I just want to show you guys what the progress I've made. It is installed. The composting toilet is like 85% done. Amen. Well, all right. So the platform is done. Right now I'm letting the paint dry. Don't worry, I taped it. I didn't use painter's tape. I used regular tape. Well, I use what I have on hand, and I can't really use much more than that. So I painted it, and it's all set. The tube is in right there. So once I put the composting toilet back, I'll connect the pipes. Right there is the wiring for the little fan that's there, and we'll be good to go. All right, baby. So there we go. Step's still in. That's in. Nice painted black. I gotta wipe this down. It's covered in dirt. I have to reinstall. But look. There we go. The tube is installed and is running outside. Got the little clamp on there to make sure it doesn't come off. So it looks like everything's good to go. I just gotta install the PVC pipe and I'm ready. Dun dun dun. All right. So that composting toilet is completely installed. All the way to the roof, to the back where the drainage hose is already installed and leading out to the back. Eventually I will figure out how I'm gonna lead that. I might do a French drain, or I might do I've been talking about doing a DIY like a gray water system where you use plants to filter your gray water and then use that gray water to water like your vegetables or your trees, which in my case I wanted to water my trees. So I think this looks great. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Look at that gorgeous view. Just want to show you guys this real quick. It's like something from The Simpsons. The Simpsons. But right here is the vent I was working on, the chimney for the composting toilet. So that bigger tube up top is so when it rains, the rain hits that tube and goes inside and then drains out the bottom, the wider end, and doesn't allow the rain to really go into the actual spout right there for the composting toilet, which goes straight to the composting toilet. But even if it did rain and it got in there a little bit, it'll be fine because that's what the drainage tube is for. The drainage tube, as you can see, is coming out right about here. I gotta cover that up with some caulking and a sealer, and then bam, we'll be good to go. But eventually this is gonna work into a DIY gray water system, filtration system, using plants like papyrus, pampas grass, and things like that to allow to clean the water, because we're gonna be using biodegradable surfactant soap and things like that. So this way it could filter out the water, and then eventually I'm gonna start a tree orchard around this area right about here. So I'll have trees planted along that space, and they'll be fed water from our showers and from our pee, from our urine. I don't really know what to say about that, but it'll filter out, it'll work out. So bam, full composting toilet installed, son.